So this session is going to be on follow through overlap. See, generally on an average you can comfortably animate 2 to 3 seconds a day. So don't try to overdo anything in a short duration, and don't be restless to see an output while you're doing character animation. It takes time. So even if it is 30 frames or 60 frames, try to do a clean animation rather than doing 500 frames animation and nothing is complete. So just try doing something that is perfect and less frames. So animating from the camera angle. So I'll just move this. This is mainly on follow through about the scarf that he is wearing here. For the hands, you just set it, just rotate it there.
Okay.
You will find this rule of thirds in all the cameras that you buy. Most of the cameras will have it. It's called as a guideline. Now what happens, can you see this lines here?
Yes, sir.
Now this is actually, one image is divided into 9 equal parts by putting 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines.
Okay.
Right? So what happens by this rule is always the subject is at the point of intersection. See, can you see this intersection? Right? You can see these intersections, right? See, you look at this image and you look at this one. This is at the intersection. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So human eye has got a natural tendency of looking at these intersections. Right? So that is the reason you keep the main subject at the intersection area. That is number one. Number two, by this rule, nothing is divided into half. I mean, if you're shooting a landscape, right? Now the landscape is not divided into half by this rule. Can you see this line here?
Yes, sir.
So this line is not in the center, just because you have put 2 horizontal lines. So there is no line in the center. So this line would be the horizon. Either the sky will occupy more place or the land. See, either the land has to come till this area, the sky till this,
Okay.
or the other way around. So whenever you click photographs obeying this rule, it is always very interesting, right? So a very good reference for understanding layouts is Akira Kurosawa's movies. And all his movies are excellent examples of layout. This person, right? So similarly over here also, when we start putting in a layout, right, it's good that we understand this layout and place the characters at the intersection, so that the visibility of it is better than the normal centered cam, this, right? So now just to cheat from the camera before animating the scarf, because the scarf is going to be secondary, so you need a primary motion for it. So the primary is going to be the pelvis here. So let's first put in the primary motion. So let's go and set up a key. Okay. And I want to take this quickly there. So say 2 frames. I want to take it there like that. And for almost, can you mute the mic?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to take this like a moving hold, just going to make it stay, like it goes and stays there. Again from here it comes to this area quickly and then stays there. When you start playing this, so it goes like that. To make this interesting, let's choose the pelvis. Go to animate, create editable motion trail, reset the settings, and let's give it 0 to 27. Create motion trail, show motion trails on, so you can see this, just to create an interest factor, right? So it starts from here, it goes in there, let's put an arc there, so it goes like that. Same here, so let's just put an arc. Let's play this now. Cheat it a little better. Just to create an interest factor, because if the eye is like sticking on, it looks ugly, so let's put in a kind of interest factor there. This is basically creating an interest factor before we start animating it. So you start putting in the pelvis, so from the camera you see things moving around, but actually what we have done is very simple. We have just put in only the pelvis motion, we created an arc for it, and we just did certain facial poses for it so that you can connect to it. That's all. But the actual example is about animating the scarf. Now the first thing is to observe the primary motion of the character. Say from the camera you can see this from here, and it's moving towards this side, from here towards this side, right? So see the controls of the scarf, you'll get some idea about it. So you have this main control here, so which goes like that, right? So let's start from here. Okay, let's start this way. Let's start it this way. So when he is reaching there, here he's almost reaching at 4 itself. So let's go and make this scarf reach around 9, and then let's just keep moving this, and by the time he reaches here 24, let's make this reach late. Just slightly place, and then let's get this back. So we play this. So let's go and put in certain keys. So it goes, reaches there. So let's take this to 8. Just create a comeback here. Just put in a comeback here. Now let's play this. So the first idea is to see the primary animation, the primary movement of the character, and delaying this. So basically if the pelvis is reaching at, let's say, 7, then we are making the scarf reach at 8 or 10, and then getting it back. So it goes like that and then comes back, and then it goes here. Maybe probably to make it little more interesting, we can tweak this poses. So at this area, when he is going to this place, let's just rotate it the other way around side. so it becomes more interesting. Even here, let's animate it more towards this. And let's go and choose this controller, F in my keyboard, and make this spline tangents, very important, and just nicely adjust the graph. Just keep tweaking. The idea is very simple. As he is moving, he is going to go more towards the other side. Okay, he is going to go like that and settle down. You want to get him back. Goes extreme, then reaches here. Now let's start animating each one of them to do the details of it. Again, it's very simple. See, just concentrate on the tips first. In this case, because tips are the one that's going to give you a feeling of more elastic or more flexibility, more smoothness. The more it delays, the better smoothness you get in. So let's choose the tip. See, it's like for the pelvis, right? This is a primary controller, and this whole scarf is a secondary for the pelvis. Now if you talk about the scarf itself, these are the secondary controls for the scarf. Again, you have two of them. Let's choose this one. So the idea is very simple. So in the beginning itself, let's do an opposite, set a key. As he is moving, right, you want this to delay more. As it's moving, you want this to delay more. So let's go like that. And as he is reaching, then you want this to go on like that. So as this guy is moving here, you want this to rotate more towards the other side, and as he reaches, you want this to reach and then settle down. Let's play this. It's actually about manipulating well the offsets and the frames. Now we have two controls which are placed. Let's create an offset between this two control itself. I'm going to choose the tip. Okay, so I'm going to take this tip to 7, the last control. Just delay this more. This one, let's take it to 15, this one to 22, this one to 30. So now the tip should delay more than the other one. Yes. Now let's take the other control. here, start choosing this. See, actually create nice asymmetrical, don't keep the values same here. So in the beginning it can be less, while it is moving you can keep these values more. That creates more interest and more better flexibility. So like that, and when he's settling here, this can delay much more. So it has to go more there, and then it has to reach here, and probably let's go to 37 and settle this down. You don't want them to go at the same time, so let's have a little bit better variation. Let's choose this one, let's take it to say 8, take this little bit better variation here, so get to see things. The tip, so you can see the tip getting more flexible. So as we keep playing this, so we created certain interest factor in the beginning by just moving the pelvis there, right, and giving some moving holes. That was a pre-effect. Let's also do, create little bit of interesting factor here towards the post-effect end of it. So let's do it with the upper spine and the head for this. So I'm choosing the upper spine here, okay, and see, as you play this, you get to see it's getting updated only in one view. So go to this animation preferences and say update view all, and now you can see this getting updated in both the views there, right? Let's choose the head control and repeat the same thing. So let's set in a key here, go to the second, create a slight anticipation towards this side, and then as he is reaching there, make him reach, make the head reach, and then nicely cushion him. I guess you can see this now. Just put your eyes on the head, you can see this small delay of the head there, and then settling down. So let's make this also smooth. Choose the rotation channels, make this line. And let's repeat it there. Let's come in here. So almost till this area he's there, and as this guy starts moving, let's rotate this slightly on the other side. He reaches, then nicely, just very slightly cushion him there. Just keep offsetting it till you're happy with the result, and probably if this key, might just a small pixel rotation there. See, generally head is something that shows lot of life in the character. Even a very small movement can convey a meaning. So definitely we need to pay attention while finishing or while polishing animations to the head poses and tweaks. Along with this, we'll do a little bit of upper spine so that it looks nice. Now these movements create a lot of value add to the animation, right? So it's like a very minute cushion and settles. To approach this, I'll be talking about this in the animation 101 class detailed while talking about all the tangents. I'll be giving you the differences of all the tangents, when to use a particular tangent and things like that. But to demonstrate this particular example quickly, understand this from a concept and you can apply it anywhere, even for hands, fingers, you can apply this anywhere. Let's go to animate, set key, prompt set key here, put in 0, let's say 23 and 37, say OK to this. We'll slightly reposition this key, no harm, so we'll reposition this somewhere here. Okay, let's talk only about this display key text from channel box. I'm going to talk about rotate Y here. So the rotate Y keys, we can see this here, right? And let's go and choose the whole keys and give it a kind of micro overshoot and cushions there. So see, what I'm trying to do here is just giving in slight anticipations of the shoulder, upper spine before it moves there, and then overshoot of the upper spine and then settling down, going back. So if you want to clearly see what it is, you know what I'm trying to do, just for your understanding purpose, I'm going to the peak of the curve here and I'm going to adjust this so you exactly know what I'm trying to do. You can see this, right? It's getting delayed on the other side while it is moving on this direction. So but we are adding very minute of the same, we are just adding very minor values of the same so that it becomes very interesting. And see, if you look at the keyframes carry the same value here. All the keyframes carry the same value. If you look at this, it's all 0. So practically there is no animation since it's all keyframe 0. But just because of the tangents, if I go in here, you can see there is a value to this. There is a value getting added to this. Probably let's go to a certain extent where this can come, let's say 0.1. That's a good value. So let's just give it break tangents quickly. Then just shape up the graph and play this. So you can see the spine is practically doing the job for us. Slightly reduce so that you don't see the shiver there. We want very slight of this happening. Of course, it's created a lot of value add to the animation, right? Though the keyframes doesn't have values, it's basically creating nice S curves using spline tangents. While polishing your animation, while splining your animation, this is really useful.